This is the Primo Dirt podcast.
The Primo Dirt podcast.
With?
We got the Miranda brothers, Danny and Steve.
How's it going?
Johnny Peace. We got the creator, Dave Persley. And Big Game James is on the tech.
And chilling.
So we're talking about comedians and the new special, the new Bo Burnham. Is that how you say it?
Burnham.
Special. Burnham.
Burnham.
And yeah, it was good. But how many people here saw it?
I'm saving it.
John saw a piece of it.
Yeah, it was funny.
I got like 5 minutes
It's
left.
so Bo Burnham's been around since like YouTube started to come around. That's how he kind of got discovered. Really
Yeah, I
funny
think
songs.
since like 16, he was like, on YouTube.
Funny content, great comedian.
Songs.
Mostly songs, just funny songs, but they're actually get stuck in your head like the melodies.
Yeah.
You do still have that in this special, but don't go into it thinking it's like his old stuff because
No.
it is nothing.
Or go into it thinking it's like the old stuff and be surprised.
Be surprised, yeah.
Pleasantly
be pleasantly
surprised.
surprised.
I haven't watched anything from him,
Okay.
so
Besides this one, you saw this one,
yeah,
but not
yeah.
previous.
It was interesting to say the least.
It was kind of dark.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
He gives a shout out, the sock puppet, to his favorite comedian.
Yeah, he does a
Teuven?
tribute to Hans Tioven.
Hans Tioven.
Hans.
Yeah.
He
Look
does?
up him too.
I don't
He
know.
sings a song.
How
in
did
The
do that?
sock puppet.
He sings a song in the special, and it's been stuck in my head for days, and it's called "White Woman's Instagram."
Yeah.
And throughout the song, he's recreating all the different
Yes.
poses from white women's Instagrams. Like he just puts like the big sucker in front of his mouth and looks that way, and just everything.
Just
And- but the
everything
lyrics
that a-
are so
Everything that a
fucking
quote
hilarious.
unquote white woman
Well,
puts on her Instagram.
So there's a lot of meaning in it too, which was when she was talking about superficial stuff, the ratio of the camera was Instagram, and then when she started talking about more deep stuff, it would go wide frame. Like she starts talking about her mother,
Yeah,
it went wide frame, and then when she got shallow again, it went back to Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
awesome.
It went like angles,
Ratio, yeah.
real close up angles, but yeah, everything. He does a thing about brand awareness. How he's making fun of like the companies that use social justice change for brand awareness. He's
Yeah.
like no longer asking, do you want to eat wheat thins? Now we're asking, do you want to partner with wheat thins against the fight against Lyme disease? You know, like stupid shit
Yeah.
like that.
That's awesome.
He makes fun of everything in a
and,
way.
And to ruin
Yeah.
something, he turns 30 on there, and while he's recording for one of his videos.
Oh, and the Jeff Bezos song. He does a quick
Yeah.
song about Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was
this
pretty funny.
80s sync. It's just really quick. It's the funniest fucking song.
Yeah.
He's like Mark what do you say, like Zuckerberg and all those other guys
Gates.
can suck it, you know.
That's
Fuck your
awesome.
wives. And he's like, go get him, Jeff. But he does like a guitar synth solo and stuff. It's
Well,
a whole
he's-
song about Jeff Bezos. It's hilarious though.
He's young and he's not married in this, and he has one joke that it just fits my life, and I'm so mad he has it. But he says, my wife has this where she dresses up like herself and then acts like a bitch. and I think, oh my God, I've already used it. I used it. If I get a chance, I give credit, but otherwise it's just in
You've used it in your own way.
in my own way. Like, actually,
It
I
sounds like a
deserve
Mitch
the
Hedberg
joke.
joke.
I
Yeah.
deserve the joke. Because,
He was eavesdropping one day.
yeah, for sure. He wrote
But-
that joke for me.
The good thing about the special, though, it also talks about like depression, suicidal thoughts, mental health. It talks about all that stuff in a way that's funny, but also just like makes you think if you've ever been in that situation. It's a good special. Just you got to watch it. It's life changing.
It was
So-
But
pretty
the music's
different
really good in it too, though. It's
than
funny.
anything I've
He's
seen.
actually singing good in there too. Like in his past ones, he's doing like the goofy comedian singing, going, like.
Yeah.
And then this one, he's actually singing like a really good singer.
Yeah, and his faces, the
Yeah.
facial reactions he has through the whole thing are hilarious.
It's awesome to see a budding comedian like this, just flourish right in front of us. And in a sense, we might be seeing an icon. We're seeing a George Carlin at a young age.
In my opinion, this is the greatest comedic special I've ever seen.
Really beats out Chappelle. Because, man,
like,
Chappelle
Well,
is
well,
just,
what
I
most
don't know
comedic specials
about
are just
that.
stand-up comedy, and they're funny and they're great.
yeah.
In my mind, this is like
This
art-wise, it's the best thing I've ever
I think
seen.
what
Yeah,
Danny's
it's a
trying to
different
say-
category.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
It
that's
sort
a
of
different
transcends
category.
what it is.
Yeah, comedic
So it's
art.
not just a stand-up comedy special. And the thing is, he's not like you can't box him into as a stand-up comic.
Exactly.
It's more of he creates an experience in the same way like Ricky Gervais and like his TV shows. They can be happy, they can be sad. Like he'll go through all the emotions. You can't do that with stand-up.
Yeah.
But with what he's doing, it's he takes you on a journey,
And it's a visionary experience too.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad sometimes, but you're not like, oh, that's weird. It's sad now.
I know a lot
It's
of
a
haters.
production. It's a big
Yeah,
production.
it
I,
is.
I know a lot of haters tried to say he didn't go through the grind of doing the comedy stand-up routines, flying to all these different things.
No, he did.
And he said no, he didn't come up like that.
Oh, he
came
didn't
up on
get
YouTube.
famous like that. Yeah.
But he also had to deal with the internet. So if you think he never got heckled or was talked shit about, the internet is just a bunch of people. They're not face to face. You're in a room with
Yep.
people when you're on the grind, and so you got to have a set of balls, but you don't have to have any balls to talk shit on the internet.
But all his stuff is
Yeah.
all his stuff is pretty funny though. I mean, who's talking shit about him?
You know,
Oh,
you'd
no,
be
you-
surprised.
people
I'm
talk
sure
shit on
there.
the
I'm sure
internet.
there. Yeah, they talk shit about everything. But I mean,
and there's a lot of people.
Any-
who
if
don't
if you know
think he's
something's
funny.
good, you know something's
But
good.
what was
If a
his,
million people are saying something's good and 5 are like, you suck.
but what was his early
of course.
stuff? Like his very beginnings, I'm sure he had some haters.
like he has a but no, all his fun stuff's
Still
funny.
has haters. He has people that
Wait,
don't
so,
like
so
him.
you're
I saw-
saying
I
he
saw a
just hit
video when he was
hit
like
the ball out of
17.
the
Yeah,
park
in my
from
opinion,
the
yeah.
beginning.
I saw
Okay.
videos when he was like 17, 18 years old, a song called like High School Party, and he walks in, it's like a high school party, and the whole thing is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It made me laugh hysterically. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he had an amazing talent at a very young age. I think he's a genius. I want to see what his IQ is tested at because I think he's a genius in my opinion.
I think
Yeah.
we found Danny's new bromance. What do you think?
He is.
Yeah.
I think
After
like
watching
younger
that
guys.
special,
I think so.
I think he's out of your league.
he's out of my league. Yeah. I'm more of a David
Stick
Tell
with
guy.
stick with Norm Macdonald. That
Norm
was your
Macdonald,
old,
David
old
Tell.
bromance. You know.
Norm Macdonald's still up there. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
That's a good. You had wanted to talk about comedian list. Who are your favorites?
I'm gonna
My
have to say
favorites.
Patrice O'Neal is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Love him.
Patrice, Gervais.
I wish he was alive. He'd be battling this cancel culture
Like a
bullshit.
motherfucker. He would do
Yeah.
it good though. He would do it really well.
He'd lead the charge. Nobody's leading the charge. Does Burnham have
Some people are.
cancelable stuff or
No, well, he does a funny
He actually
song
has
about
a song
that.
about it. Yeah,
He has a
but-
song. He's like, I dressed up like Aladdin when I was 9 for Halloween. He's like, I didn't darken my skin, but still feels awkward. It's super funny. He does a whole song about it, about cancel.
Yeah.
and
good for him?
It was
He
good.
talks about social justice warrior Nazis, like how they take it too far. He does. I'm telling you, his lyrics are amazing.
Wow. Good for him.
You got to watch it, John. You watch it. I'm telling you, 5 minutes in, you'll be like, all right, now I get it. I see why
Yeah,
everyone's
I was
talking about
waiting
it.
until after the podcast. I didn't want to
You don't
be
want to
prepared.
You don't want to
for
be
this.
prepared.
You
Yeah.
don't want to be tainted.
Yeah. I just want to see what you guys thought first before I go in.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth and layers in there. Like you can dissect it forever.
Yeah.
When he does the reaction video about himself,
Yeah.
reacting to his own, and he just keeps
Yeah.
reacting different things.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm watching a reaction video of
has-
me reacting to
Yeah.
the.
It was like he had Inception moments. It was like Inception.
It was an
comedy, which was
Inception
strange.
reaction video. He sang a funny song, and then he reacted to it, and then he reacted to the reaction video, and then he was reacting to the reaction of the reaction video.
Yeah.
Got that.
But it kept popping in 3 different squares, and it was just genius the,
The
way he did it.
infinite reaction.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this
It
guy,
was really
he worked hard
Yeah,
on
and
this
then
one.
he's like, "There's me being pretentious, acting like I knew what my video was about," and
It was a great spot.
He's
You have to
critiquing
watch
his
it.
reaction.
and now it wasn't. I didn't have a idea as great as that, but I wanted us to react to our own reaction videos,
Yeah.
and
He
and
took it a few
he
steps
took it
further.
so far
We
that we can't even do the
anything.
first or second level of it without
We can't
saying
do
we're
anything
copying
near
him.
his genius.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it wouldn't have been as good, but we still could have done it.
Oh, and then the
first.
streaming when he did the streaming guy, where he's like a streamer. He's like, all right, this is a new game. I've never played
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's just him in a room. He's like, press A to cry,
Cry.
and he just starts crying. He's like, all right. So, and the whole time he's acting like a real streamer. He's all, hey Ricky, thanks for the subs. We appreciate it, buddy. And just so you know, I'm gonna be gifting 30 subs at the end of the month. I mean, it was dead on like the way a streamer talks and everything. It was
That's
so
awesome.
funny.
But it was just him walking around a room.
yeah, like play piano.
I'm gonna check in the drawer.
Do you think he took all the jokes and left none for everybody now? Is that what's going on?
I don't know,
I think
man.
he
You
took a,
fucking
Dude,
asshole,
I think he
bro.
took
I
a
don't know,
lot.
man.
He took a lot.
He took a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna be writing stuff later down the road, and like, this is funny. He did it
He
somehow.
did it, yeah. Or he will. He knows.
Yeah.
And he spent a whole year recording for 40 minutes of content. I bet you there was a
No,
lot
it's like
that
an
hit the
hour and
cutting.
a half.
No,
It's long. I watched it. It's an hour and a half.
are you sure? Is it an hour
I'm
and a half?
positive. It's an hour and a
Because
half.
he starts it off saying this 40 minutes is essential.
Yeah, I think he's just talking about the first 40 minutes. I don't know, but I'm telling you, because if you look it up right now on Netflix, and
he did it for the year for the pandemic.
Yeah,
But he spent a whole, whether it was 40 minutes or an hour and a half, he spent an entire year recording that.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff hit the cutting room floor, and I wonder what hit the cutting room floor.
I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It'll be in the next special.
But everything in it is gold. I'm telling you right now, you will enjoy it from beginning to end.
Gonna watch it, and if you guys have watched it, leave a comment and tell us about it. What you think? Who's your favorite comedian?
What are your theories about the special? Anything you noticed that we didn't notice?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something.
Burnham.
And the looming cancel culture that surrounds comedians. Like a lot of comedians, they don't want to perform at colleges anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, why?
Even Seinfeld is getting attacked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? For
Yeah.
what? Being too clean?
he hates cancel culture,
Yeah.
and they're trying to get on
Yeah,
him about something.
because he's an OG.
He's a comedian.
I think comedians.
Anybody
hate
who's an
cancel
OG
culture.
hates cancel
But it's
culture.
funny because he's always been like pretty squeaky clean. You know,
Yeah,
his
that's what I'm
comedy
saying, 'cause he's
has
rated
never been
G.
really controversial. Michael Richards, on the other hand,
He doesn't want-
Kramer. Different story.
He had one faux pas.
I think
It's
Seinfeld doesn't
still
want
hurt
more,
him to this day.
Seinfeld doesn't want more people in his territory of clean comedy.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Seinfeld did a Comedians in Cars with Coffee with Kramer. With Michael
Did he?
He
Richards,
did, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
And then they got cut off by a black guy, and Kramer started. Just kidding, man. I'm surprised.
He wants him to have a second shot. you
Yeah.
know?
Other than Seinfeld, because they're friends, I'm saying nobody's ever gave him a second shot after that. And
No,
if you're a little too young for that,
He burnt the spot.
Michael Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld in the 90s. After the show ended, he tried to do some stand up, and a large group of black people walked in and they were being noisy, so he got super pissed, and he just repeatedly dropped the M-bomb several times, and
Yeah.
it was
Oh, is that right?
recorded.
I still never really watched it.
And
It's
he's
pretty bad.
apologized for it, and he knew it was a
He just
mistake.
he just keeps dropping it, and then he said something like, 20 years ago would have you hanging from trees. Like, I'm telling you, he said it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Wasn't
But you know
funny.
what? But he's not the first comedian that gets so pissed off at somebody that they just
course.
freaking lose it.
Oh yeah, I've seen
And
it.
he
many times.
goes off, and they go off.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's
But
crazy.
the second you're
There's lines,
not
though.
black and you drop the N word, that's it.
Yeah.
Career done.
Yeah.
If you're dropping it in a sense where
I don't
it's
know.
like hate.
I don't
you
know.
Some
I think
people-
for comedians there should be redemption. I
For,
think you can
well,
come back.
not that. That wasn't a comedian thing. That was just him freaking out a bunch of black people.
I don't care. He's
Yeah.
still people.
I
He's
don't
still
care.
a person.
No, I don't care if he comes back. I'm just not like I'm. Did anyone ever even see his comedy other than his TV show? When it was comedic acting, I've never actually seen a stand up.
Me neither.
It pretty much crashed before it even
And
took off the ground.
Kramer's character was one of my favorite characters.
the character is
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think most people, the only stand-up they've ever seen of Kramer's was that bad moment.
was just
Yeah.
that bad
Who
moment.
knows if he was
exactly.
good before that?
He might have
Yeah.
done one show before that went decent. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
I've
it's
never
up-
seen a stand up.
It's up to comedians to battle this cancel culture. They're the ones that
Oh, they're the ones that are leading
get
the
the
charge.
pass.
Yeah.
They have to.
You
do
have
it.
to. They have
Yeah.
to be able to push the
you
envelope.
It's
remember-
up to you to save the world, comedians.
Do you remember when Charlie Sheen did
do
his show?
something funny?
Do you remember when Charlie Sheen took his show on the road?
No.
You remember when he was going nuts and the tiger blood and all that?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
He took his show on the road, and all these people were like, "Yeah, Charlie Sheen," and they all got tickets. And then they were interviewing the people coming out. They're like, "What the fuck did I pay money for?" He just stood up there and talked smack for 5 minutes and just did nothing.
Yeah.
Said it was like a terrible show.
I didn't know he had a show.
Yeah, he tried to do like a show. He tried to do like this variety comic road show, and it was terrible.
Tyson did the same.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, he
well,
did
his,
a
his
show,
show
too.
is successful,
That's
right?
good.
He got good reviews on his one man show.
What are some
I've
other?
never seen it. I've seen his cartoon. I love his cartoon.
What are some other?
Hilarious.
What are some other things that we think shouldn't be canceled, but could be canceled nowadays?
content.
Yeah, from the content. Eddie Murphy,
Hangover.
his old stuff.
Old Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Old Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Eddie
with
Murphy.
Delirious or Delirious and Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And now a lot of people don't even know that exists.
Nope.
I heard
it's
people
awesome.
are going after Tropic Thunder.
I've heard that.
They better not be.
Yeah, it's a
with
great movie.
Robert Downey Jr. before he was Iron Man.
Yeah.
You have to go watch it to know what
Was
we're
it
talking about.
before or after
Yeah,
the first Iron Man?
Oh.
I think it was after
It was-
the first Iron Man, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know,
I thought it was
but
before.
the character he plays
It
is
was close.
too awesome.
If you've
It's
never
gold.
seen Tropic Thunder, you are doing yourself a disservice.
It's like
Yeah.
a male
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson just trying to play whatever part that
All
they
s-
feel they can play.
all-star cast, everybody's funny. I didn't even know that was Tom Cruise.
I think it was like a
until
Ben
the
Stiller
end.
That was the big
production.
thing when
Yeah.
it came out. No one knew it was
Yeah.
for him for a minute.
And you got to watch the end credits.
Of course.
Yeah, great.
But that movie is probably one of the funniest movies in recent history.
And
to me.
and Robert Downey Jr. lives in blackface.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, you people? Yeah, what you mean?
What do you mean,
They
you
came
people?
out. They came out at the same time, so one of them came before the other. Who knows? Iron Man and
One's the
Thunder.
chicken and one's the egg.
But the funny thing is, he's making fun of an actor that would do that.
It's like a
It
caricature.
doesn't mean he's an actor that would do that.
yeah, but he plays it so well.
So he's making
so
fun.
well.
It's almost like if someone was playing a Klan member in a dramatic movie. That doesn't make him a Klan member. So is it wrong to do the blackface if they're making fun of someone that would do blackface? Because they do in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing where they redo all the Lethal Weapon movies just out of boredom.
Yeah, that's
And they have the argument about like, is it racist to do blackface? So like in half of the movie, he's in blackface as the cop, and then the other half he's not in blackface, and it's a whole joke. And even the daughter goes in, the white chick plays the daughter goes in blackface too. It's super fucked up, but they're making fun of is it wrong to do blackface? But they end up doing it in the show to make fun of it.
Yeah, and I think that's where comedians are leading the charge.
That would get canceled possibly today, but if you watch it, it's fucking hilarious.
You can't cancel it. It exists.
I don't know. It's yeah. I mean, it's weird. Like you can't go back in time and cancel everything because it already happened.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
They're trying.
They're trying.
See, my whole thing is when it comes to art is up for interpretation.
What is
You can look at something and think, what the fuck am I watching? What am I seeing? There's so much dark, weird art, but it's art, so it gets a pass.
Yeah.
Acting and comedy and all that shit, that's art.
But then sometimes they give those guys a pass on too many things, like pedophilia. Like no one gets. Woody Allen's not in prison. You know why? He groomed and raped children. You know.
Did he though? I mean,
Allegedly.
yeah. He fell in
Allegedly.
love with the girl,
But nobody cared enough to look into it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know? There's been a lot of shit out there, right? A lot of docs, a lot of movies, a lot of whatever.
Yeah, but no one. I
Okay.
mean, like legal repercussions. No detectives have ever knocked on Woody Allen's door. I'm like, hey man, pretty sure you're into kids. In fact, they just gave him an Oscar instead.
That's why maybe it's alleged. Maybe there ain't shit there.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off about that part of Hollywood is they will give a pat like the fat dude that raped all the women.
I don't know.
He got away with it for like a
Harvey
long
Weinstein?
time. Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein?
Yeah, it took like 20 years before finally it was like, oh yeah, that guy's raping everybody.
Well, yeah,
But
this
there was
happens in the
evidence.
industry.
Yeah,
It
it was
that's
just
where
money.
casting
It's just
couches
money
came
and
from.
power, and anything that involved the money and power. Businessmen, politicians. If you have money and power, you
Yeah.
get away with
But
that
people
shit
are
for
being,
a while.
but people are being brought down and have been brought down.
Thankfully.
Woody Allen still hasn't been brought down.
yeah,
So that's why I say allegedly, because
Yeah.
maybe he didn't.
or
do
Roman
anything.
Polanski.
You know,
Yeah.
I guess he raised an adopted girl, and then at some point now they're still together. They have kids.
well,
So
They-
did he really? Was there pedophilia involved, or something that happened?
well, if
later on?
anything, that's grooming. If you raise a child from birth and then start banging
no,
that child,
I don't
then
know if
it
it was
wasn't
from birth, but
or not from birth, but they adopted her from a little girl,
Yeah.
old enough to be like not your biological
And-
daughter, but
and
still
then
you're
you-
looking after a little girl. You shouldn't have those thoughts about her when she grows up. And the other thing is, he was probably banging her when she was in high school. 'Cause-
So no, that's where you're going off the road.
'cause
You're
when
just
she-
saying
Yeah,
stuff.
you're just
Okay.
saying
Well,
stuff.
let's just say this: there were many accounts where other kids in the family
Yeah.
said that Woody
I
had
don't,
done
I
stuff
don't know
to
if
him
that's true. I
when
don't know.
they were little,
Yeah.
and they told people when they were little.
This is all alleged because I still don't know if that's true.
Well, these are from the kids though,
Yeah.
and from Mia,
I mean,
and
that's what
from
you're
Mia
saying,
Farrow,
yeah.
his ex-wife, who
Mia
left him.
Farrow, who had how many kids?
She had, I don't know. She was like Angelina Jolie back then. She was adopting like 5 or 6 kids from other countries.
But why would it? So you're assuming that everything was platonic until she turned 18. Then something clicked, and then he started.
No,
acting
I'm not
on
assuming
her-
that at
no,
all.
I'm asking John.
That's what
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
You're
Yeah.
assuming that it was platonic, and 18 happened, and then he's like, "Whoa!"
So you don't think
who's
it's-
this person?
I mean, if
Yeah,
he
you
had
don't think at
thoughts
17
before,
he
I don't
was-
know if he.
no,
I can't.
nope. 17, straight.
I think no, you're right. There's probably thoughts before, but I don't know if anything was done like on this level where he was molesting a child.
Okay, well, let's say Roman Polanski, the famous director whose wife
Yeah.
was killed by Charles Manson family. That we know did happen because he fled the country.
Yeah.
But there were plenty of times where we could have nabbed him.
Oh.
And he took a 13-year-old girl, consensual, got her
anybody-
drunk and banged her at a
Anybody
party.
who molests a child should go to
But
jail.
still,
It's
but
just
you know, I'm
that
gonna say
simple.
consensual like that matters because you know he's the adult.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's their argument. Like, oh, it was consensual. We're French. Fuck
So
off.
I'm just thinking that I don't know how we're gonna end this segment because we can't end it on
different
pedophilia because that's a bummer.
Yeah,
No,
I know,
no,
right?
no, no, no.
It's just
We're talking
like-
about cancel.
The end.
I'm just saying we're talking about
Pedophilia.
the end. We're talking about
Enjoy
cancel
the rest of
culture
your
and
evening.
like people that get away with shit.
No,
But comedians, we're also talking
Yeah.
about that.
we
Funny
were
comedians.
until we went on to pedophilia.
What are some
pedophilia
other
sucks.
movies?
What's that?
What are
Yeah.
some other movies?
That could be canceled.
Yeah.
We did Spaceballs. We did.
Encino Man.
There's a million of them.
Man.
Yeah, like I was watching the kid Encino Man, and they used the stereotypical like Indian in the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
People get
Abu.
pissed about that now. It doesn't work anymore.
Wheezing the juice.
Stop wheezing the Jews. But back then, like I was saying earlier, it was life imitating art because in the 90s and 80s, if you walked into most 7-Elevens around the country,
Still.
not so much now. No,
Not as much, but yeah.
sometimes
still
sometimes
there.
you get a mix of all kinds now. But back in like the 80s and 90s, not just Indian people,
I'll put
but
money that you go into a 7-Eleven now, maybe you not see an Indian guy, but an Indian guy will own it.
Maybe
possibly.
so.
I don't know.
It's those same
Possibly.
guys that were in the 80s and 90s. Now they've grown
Now
up.
they
and
finally get
hire
to take a
somebody,
break.
yeah.
They all retired.
Exactly. They
They're
own
like-
it, but they're taking a
Yeah.
break.
I've run the store
And
long enough.
they're hiring white people just to
Yeah.
get back at them.
But I mean, like anyone who grew up in the 80s and 90s,
You
that was
made
that
me
was just a
grind
common
for
thing.
20
I'm not
years.
saying don't you make fun of it or you don't make fun of it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was interjected into movies because it was common themed. It was life imitating art
And
or imitating life.
And it's hilarious.
It was stereotypical.
But the thing that made it bad was that we all laugh at the way they talk.
Yeah.
That's why people say it should be canceled because we're like, oh, look at this fucker. Look how he says English. It's funny.
It's cute.
Yeah, so that's
you don't think other countries laugh at the way other people talk? I
Yeah.
mean, everybody that's
There was a good
comedy.
comedian that did a joke about that where he was Asian and he always talks about how like when he goes, people are like, oh, they make fun of him because he's Asian.
Yeah.
It's like we don't do that in China. We don't go. I don't want he does a bunch of Chinese and he's like, oh, I'll take the number 2. Like he does like an American voice and they start laughing,
Yeah.
But I mean, do people do that in other countries? I don't know. To like, do they imitate?
Yeah.
Do
I'm
they
sure
imitate
there's
white
some-
English people?
I'm sure
Well,
there's some comedian
There's
that does.
sayings.
Not comedians, just general people.
Well, people that are making a movie that want to make a comedy.
But general people, the public
no.
here, not in the film industry, will make fun of other cultures if they think it sounds funny the way they talk English or speak English.
Yeah.
Sure.
So.
So, do other countries do it to us?
I
mean,
wouldn't. I don't see.
yeah,
why
they
not.
do. That I was going to answer the question.
Sorry.
So whenever I say just a little bit, all of my wife's family laughs at that. Just a little bit. I'm like, oh, you want some of that? Oh, yeah, just a little bit. And everyone's like, oh, but I don't just a little bit. And they all laugh. Now, why that's funny, I still don't know why.
Oh,
But everybody thought it was hilarious. And so are you asking if they do laugh? Yeah, because we say things and then it doesn't make sense to them. It's
Okay.
like, oh, that's a crazy. What
Well,
does that mean?
that's
Oh, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
well, maybe it sounds like something in Lao
could be even
to
that.
them,
Could
and
be
it's
even that.
something funny.
Yeah, like stiff nipples.
Well, like Flula
like just a
makes
little bit
fun
is
of,
like the Laos word for stiff nipples.
Flula makes fun of American sayings.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does?
The party
Yeah.
pooper. Yeah.
Does she pooped at the party,
Vice Jennifer, I poop at parties, but I close the door.
so nobody knows.
So everybody, she go and buys a punch bowl and then she poops next to the punch bowl. Like, why are you letting everybody see you poop, Jennifer?
Did you guys watch the Army of the Dead?
Yeah.
The Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I started watching it.
Did you watch it, John?
No.
There's a German character in that talks just like that.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
He's super cool.
Yeah, he's funny in it.
He's
Yeah.
Flula's
super-
been in
he's
some
super cool.
movies. I don't know if he's been in that one.
Is that him?
It
I
might
don't know, He's
be.
been in some movies.
If it is,
Possibly.
he's awesome.
What's his name? Oh,
He's been in a
the
handful.
soccer
Flula-
comedian you were talking about earlier.
Flula Borg. No, that's a different guy.
That's
Flula
Hans.
Borg.
He's
yeah,
funny. I
Hans
know who he
Steven.
is.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
It wasn't the guy in Army of the Dead. This is like a new guy I'd never seen before.
He was
But
funny though. He
they're-
played that character, that accent,
Mhm.
that whole,
He was always
He's
surprised.
German, but he spoke English like that.
He wasn't a
That-
tough
that
guy, and
accent.
all the other dudes were all tough guys. So he was like the comedic, the scared guy.
Comedy relief.
He always screamed like a woman when a zombie popped out. It was pretty funny. There was this cool thing in LA I saw. Because Netflix did the Stranger Things in LA, where the drive-through
Yeah.
experience during the pandemic.
Our buddies
Yeah.
went to that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so now they have one Netflix is doing based off of that movie, the zombie movie Army of the Dead.
Mhm.
They take a bus and it has all the windows are out and it has like these bars in the window. And then they strap you in and they put a VR headset and you get a gun. And it looks like you're still in the bus, like all with the bar windows,
Yeah.
and they just drive you around on the bus, and all the zombies are coming at you in the VR headset, and you got to shoot them all, like you're
Oh,
in the movie.
nice.
So, I mean, the bus wasn't in the movie, but it looks pretty cool, like the way they did it. It's like
Yeah.
$20, but it looks interesting.
LA's too far.
I know it's too far. We should do a Primo Dirt podcast though and do that.
All right.
Field trip.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Field trip.
Zombie
Then
VR.
We have to go into LA.
It's only a half
Zombie
hour from here.
VR.
I live far from LA. I got another half hour
It's
south.
not that. It's just going into LA.
Yeah, it's kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to hit on the. We have some like super athletes this year for the Olympics, the Summer Olympics.
Super athletes.
Yeah, what was the name of the girl with the Sonic hair? She had blue hair.
Sha'Carri did. I'm sure Keone's gonna be excited about Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
She's a runner, but
Did you
she
say Super Olympics?
no. Well, no, Summer Olympics.
Oh, some
The super.
that peanut
He
was
said
still
super. You
frying
did say
my
super
brain.
athletes
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
Oh,
super
super
athletes.
athletes.
They are super athletes.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
So there's a chick that she dyes her hair blue,
Different colors.
as a tribute to Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah.
because she's so fast. She's on the American side, and she makes everyone else look slow. She's kind of like Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
but she, for the females, but she just she starts off at the same speed, but while everyone's topping out on speed, she's getting faster as she's getting to the finish line.
It's like
And
that
she-
peanut was getting hotter.
She
Yeah.
runs kind of funny,
got
like
some nose
Rachel.
torque.
Rachel on Friends.
Oh no, no,
Just-
not Rachel.
She runs kind
Phoebe,
of funny,
like Phoebe on
yeah,
Friends.
Was
yeah.
it Phoebe? She just ran like, just kind of like she's running
flailing
through
her
the
hands.
air. Just the way she runs is just.
Or like
Really?
you're
It
saying,
doesn't
like
seem
a
conventional.
lizard running on water.
Yeah, the Jesus lizard.
Yeah.
And she almost has that pose where
Dude,
she's
if
like,
there- she could do that across the water.
So she wasn't
wanna see
doing.
if
She wasn't doing like that Naruto run.
I don't know which one's that one.
That's the one
Naruto.
with your hands
That's
behind
where
your
you
back.
put your head
Yeah.
forward.
And
That's what everyone is going to do in
your-
Area
and your
51.
hands behind your back. Yeah, like this. You know, both hands.
No.
When they were talking about storming Area 51,
Yeah.
that's what they were all saying. Everybody should Naruto run down to the.
That's
And then the government was like, "Please don't do that. We don't want to shoot people."
Yeah, it's an anime thing.
yeah.
Naruto.
Did you hear about Simone Biles? She
Yeah,
did some
Simone.
crazy move that only the guys did. The Olympic guys did. And
Yeah.
she pulled it off. And
Yeah,
it
she
was like
she has two of
crazy.
them. It's
forget
called
the
the
names of
Biles 1 and the Biles 2.
That's
Yeah,
not what I was thinking, but okay.
Yeah, they named it after her,
Okay.
but she
But she did one that was in competition by the men. Mostly, only the men did it and pulled it off.
Yeah, she has
It
two of
had
those.
a name,
Yeah, it's
whatever
called
that was.
the Biles.
Simone. No, because it existed before she did.
Oh, okay. Well, she has two named after her.
Yeah,
I'm
I know-
saying
I
she
know what you're
pulled off
saying.
what the men have done.
It's an
only.
actual move. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it has a name for it and everything.
I was like, yeah,
She's badass.
she's badass.
Yeah, glad she's on our side.
Wow.
But she has the power of, like you're saying, she has the power of a man, but as a small chick.
Gymnastics.
I wasn't saying that, but yeah, we'll go with that.
She
Simone Biles.
yeah she was like
I-
she makes it look easy too. She does moves that a lot of people have difficulty with, just even being able to pull it off. And she makes it seem like she's just practicing in front of people, like not even like competition.
Like it's my
awesome.
warm up.
And I think she's won the championship every competition she's ever competed in. But I think it's in 4/5 of the time she gets the gold,
Nice.
which is like a new record.
Good for her.
Good for her.
She's actually getting dinged on her scoring because they don't know how to score the moves that she's
Yes.
doing that don't exist.
Yes,
Wow.
the one that
Yeah.
she pulled
She has
off.
moves
they
she's
had
not
to, like,
allowed to do.
They had to like grade her
They
on
would-
a curve.
They
or
would
rate
rather
the
her
score
not, but they
differently.
can't stop her. Yeah, like the
crazy.
difficulty level they don't know how to score them because it's higher difficulty level than anything.
It's off the charts.
It's off
yeah.
the charts. Yeah.
So just give her the gold. She wins.
Yeah, it's pretty much. She'd have to screw up really bad to not get the gold.
It's like when a high school student gets like a 5.0,
Mhm.
and all through high school I always thought 4.0 was the highest.
Yeah.
That's all we can get is a
And then you find
4.0.
out
That's
about
straight
that one
A's.
kid.
And then now all of a sudden there's like 5.0 and AP classes and it's like graduate college by the time you graduate high school. What the hell?
Can you imagine though? Like you're a gymnast. You spent your entire life, or any kind of athlete. You spent your entire life and dedicated. You're not going to parties. You're not drinking with your friends. And then there's this freak athlete. Like you could get the gold in certain eras of time, but then there's like a Simone or a Sha'Carri that you just nobody can
It's-
compete
yeah.
with.
Yeah.
That would be a
Blow you out of the
bummer.
water.
Well, it's like that old saying, there's always someone better.
Yeah, always someone better.
So don't try.
But there's nobody better than her.
But the funny thing too is Simone. Her new symbol is a goat. She puts goat symbols on her outfits in rhinestones.
Yeah. Do you know why?
That sounds
Great.
satanic.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Because she's
either-
bad
Ass.
Well, no, yeah. It was,
ass. Yeah, greatest of all time.
Greatest
She
of all
wants to be. So far, she is.
I think it's
Good for her.
satanic.
And she can back it up, and she's
she
satanic.
sold her soul to Satan to be
Yeah.
that good.
That's how she's so good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So did Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
That's what Montero's all about. It's all about paying tribute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she jumps that high because she's wearing the satanic shoes, the Nike shoes.
So is that going to wrap around the satanic panic? Now people are starting to like, hey, let's pretend to like Satan again.
We haven't had a satanic uprising since like the 80s.
Yeah.
Is Satan the goat?
He's the greatest of all time of evil.
Yeah.
Who was
I
that
think
that group? I think it was Slayer that puts the goat's head on their logo or their album or
Slayer.
something.
Yeah, Slayer and
Slayer.
I love Slayer.
Slayer wins.
They're my all-time
And
favorite
Iron
metal
Maiden.
band.
You still got to watch Mortal Kombat, John.
I just finished
Mortal
that.
Kombat wins. Was it good?
It's pretty good.
Zero.
It was a lot better than I
Sub-Zero.
expected it to be.
You said you liked Cruella.
I did like Cruella.
That's so fucking weird.
I'm telling you right now, laugh at me all you want.
okay.
Cruella was like a 1960s heist movie with the killer fucking soundtrack.
Wow.
Hands down. That's all 60s. They were playing funk. They were playing The Doors. They were playing Iggy Pop and the
Nice.
Stooges, 70s
cool.
punk.
Wow.
Great movie.
Gotta see it.
Yeah. I was
Cruella.
pleasantly surprised.
I'll put it on like
There you
the
go.
list.
Well,
of
it didn't
things
hurt that your favorite actress is starred in it, right?
Emma Stone is one of my top.
Yeah, she's in your top.
Oh, okay.
Kate Beckinsale,
But,
Emma Stone, Scarlett Johansson. That's
Oh,
about
John-
that's about my top.
Those
And
are all
Burnham.
good.
Yeah.
Those are all good.
Bo Burnham.
But John ruined Cruella for me
Why is that?
Why?
because he nicknamed somebody Cruella.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
he
A
did.
lot of people are pissed off. Like
Who was
some
it?
conservatives are pissed off because there's a gay character in Cruella.
Is there?
Yeah.
Wait. Who's pissed off that there's someone gay somewhere?
Conservative.
In
Well, who do you think's gonna be pissed off?
Are they though?
Trump?
The same. Oh, no,
Not the
he
gay
doesn't, he
people.
doesn't give a shit.
That's
No,
what
no,
I'm saying. Who
Like
cares?
like the groups like Million Moms and stuff like that.
Like
you
what
know?
moms?
There's a group called Million Moms. They always get all pissy. Every
Yeah,
time
there's a mom
something-
group against everything.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're called Million Moms. There's like 400.
Yeah, but
there's
should we
technically
be
400 of them.
should we be caring about what they say?
No, no one ever does.
Should we
Should
be
be caring.
caring?
No one ever does.
about what they say.
When the Disney did the Beauty and the Beast real movie or whatever with
Yeah.
the Emma, what's her name?
Watson.
Emma Watson. They made Gaston, that the little fat dude that always tags along with them.
They made him gay, right?
Josh Gad played him, but they made him gay. But if you actually watch the original cartoon, that dude looks super gay in the cartoon too. He's always like adorning, fucking.
Well, supposedly
whatever his
Timon
name
and
is.
Pumbaa were supposed to be like a nod to a gay couple, and also in Pirates of the
That I don't
Caribbean,
see.
they had the two like grimy like lower level pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
best
yeah.
buddies with
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
wooden eye.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be like a gay couple also.
That's why they're just always together. None of the
Disney-
pirates talk to
yeah.
them that much.
Disney's been doing it for a long time, but now they're getting a little more open with it. Like they lisp now.
Well, this guy was like a fashion, not like he owned like a fashion or a dress store or something. He was in a fashion. It wasn't even anything like he wasn't blowing dudes or anything. He was just effeminate. That's it. But that's enough to
Just flamboyant.
yeah. A little. He was flamboyant.
It's
He
enough
was like
for
Jeremy,
somebody to
he was
cry
like
about
Jeremy
it.
Piven,
but-
Jeremy Piven in Rush Hour.
But the movie takes
or
place like in the mid '60s when like that stuff was starting to come around. Like Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground, stuff like that. So that movie is actually fitting to the time.
Oh.
And the guys who played Jasper and were the two
Horace.
henchmen, Jasper and Horace. They're cool as shit. They're funny as fucking it.
Who's Jasper and Horse? Well, from what?
The henchmen.
From the henchmen in 101 Dalmatians. You know how Cruella had those two guys,
two guys who
the fat
stole.
dude and the tall
Oh.
skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool as shit in this. It's like a whole origin.
Are they like a Laurel and Hardy kind of
Yeah,
you
Laurel
know
and
what?
Hardy.
I'll tell you-
tag team?
No, they were. It's like Disney's version of the Joker. That's the best way I could describe it.
Cool.
It's like a Disney version of the Joker.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's just entertaining.
Do they kill dogs in it?
No.
Okay.
I think you're supposed
No
to
I'm
forget.
against
were
that.
harmed.
I think you're supposed to
I'm
forget
against
about the Dalmatians movie, and this is it's inspired, but it's kind of its own thing.
And then at the
So
end, the
Cruella-
way
it's about
they
Cruella.
end it, it kind of sets it up for 101 Dalmatians.
that.
I like when villains get their own movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I
If I,
think
hear,
they should do more of that.
if I hear the Doors and Rolling
Oh, yeah.
Stones playing in a movie, I'm like, chances are it was well done. you know?
Is it an anti-hero kind of thing?
Yes, exactly. She's
So
she's an
Cruella's-
anti. You're cheering for her, but you know she's going to turn into Cruella DeVille,
Yeah, later
a
on.
cartoon character. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she hot?
It's Emma Stone, so
Well,
yes.
Emma
I
Stone.
always
does she
yeah.
get
Emma Stone is always hot.
Does she get nude in it?
At the very end, though, it's weird. At the very
gonna say
end,
no.
I'm out.
the very last scene you see her cheeks are a little more sunk in. She starts looking more and more like the character.
Like Cruella.
Yeah, it's like skinny right here, and I was like, I didn't notice it at first. I was like, oh shit, that's trippy.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know?
Is there going to
she
be a part
morphed.
2? Did they set up for a part 2, or it just goes right into 101?
They set it up for a part 2 if they wanted to, but I don't think they will because it would kill it. It would kill the the
Well,
momentum. That
do you
they
think they'll like do a crossover with Cruella and the Joker one day,
make. That would be cool?
Yeah.
Them just cruising around.
and they'll
Now
fight
you're
like
just talking out
Batman
of
and
your ass.
and the Batman will work with the Dalmatians to win.
And Harley Quinn will come in
Man
at the
of
end and
the
just like beat the shit out of Cruella for trying to steal her man. That's my man.
Well, if it happens, you heard it here first.
There you go. You heard it on the Primo Dirt podcast. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Tell us what movies you thought were dope. Tell us what you think shouldn't be canceled, but could have been, but who cares? Fuck them. And then watch all the movies we talked about because they're super dope.
Oh yeah, Clove Hitch Killer on Netflix was a decent one.
Clove Hitch Killer. Heard
That was a
good.
trippy. It reminded me of almost the way that we grew up because the family's like super Christian.
Yeah.
It's about a boy who finds out his dad might be a serial killer that was famous around those parts like 10 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
And he's starting to convince that he might be the guy.
Huh.
And they're like super Christian, so he's like, just mind blown. But
Clove Hitch Killer. What's it called?
Clove Hitch Killer. It came out a few years ago, but it was like one of those IFC type under the radar movies.
Oh.
It's just a fucked up movie.
So check
I had
that
to
out.
offset the Disney movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good job. Way to go.
There you go.
There you go. Thanks for listening to the Primo Dirt
Over and out.
podcast.
Peace.
Fading to white.
All right.
Is there a peanut in my... Man, that whiskey must have saved Steve.
The altar, she supposed, and on it was Hector.
Is the throne empty? Is the king dead? The empire unpossessed?
Off with his head.
You got me going in circles.